Hi, I just want to take a few minutes to give you some ideas about safety this summer, primarily with technology and internet use in the home. We worry about this primarily because with kids, they can have access to a lot of things you may or may not want them to see on the internet or be exposed to. And there's also a lot of risk and danger out there with predators and people trying to reach your kids that you wouldn't necessarily want them interacting with. And also, recently there was an advisory put out by the Surgeon General about the link with technology use, unrestricted technology use, and mental health, and how we need to be aware of that and careful of that to protect our children's mental health. What are some simple things we can do to help our kids to be safe with this? First of all, starting with a basic phone or a limited internet use device. There's a movement out there called wait until 8th, meaning don't give your child a smartphone until at least 8th grade so that they are a little more aware and familiar with how to use that safely. Establishing limits when you have technology. Make sure that there's time limits or limits what they can or can't do. Monitoring the use, using apps to help monitor this, or parental controls so that kids aren't able to go wherever they want, whether it's set up by age or certain zones restricted or whatnot. And make sure to monitor all devices too. Sometimes kids will be creative and use Kindles or even refrigerators that are Wi-Fi linked to look up internet pages and stuff. Healthy habits, encouraging outdoor activities, physical activities such as running and playing in sports or whatnot. Also good sleep. Make sure the kids are getting the sleep they need, adults as well, to help us to be more alert and awake, but also help us to protect our mental health that way too. That can include a lot of times putting devices away at night so we're not up all night scrolling Facebook or wherever it is and staying up. And then also prioritizing in-person relationships. Make sure we're spending time with those around us in person and not just digital all the time. As we think about this, what are some resources we can use to help make sure we do this appropriately? One we like to mention is what's called Common Sense Media. This is a resource for parents or others who are trying to find out, is this movie or game or application appropriate, or what age is it appropriate for? And this is a app or a program that is set up, run mainly by parents who are also asking the same questions and reviewing it and sending their feedback about this being appropriate for certain ages or not appropriate for certain ages. It's a great resource for trying to figure out, should I watch this movie or not with my kids? And then also another resource is something called Protect Young Eyes. This is a group that does a lot of advocacy for internet safety for children, trying to protect a lot of the human trafficking or predatory actions that have gone on. This is a resource for parents to help find out, again, if your kid decides, can I download some new app you never heard of? Well, you can learn about this app ahead of time and know what is it, how is it useful, and how is it misused, and what are things you have to be careful with. You also can get some hints about some ways that kids might try to bypass some of these controls and apps that might be set up on the phone with updates on phones and whatnot. The goal of these programs aren't necessarily to make it so kids don't use internet, it's to help them be safe and careful as they use it. And the goal is to, as a group, parents and children work together to make sure the internet is being used in a safe and appropriate way. Hopefully some of these ideas are helpful to you as you think about this summer and how to keep the kids safe on the internet and beyond. Thanks.